morning.
So yesterday we were discussing. Do you all remember what were we discussing yesterday?
Site level SEO, breadcrumbs.
Okay.
We discussed snippet and breadcrumbs.
Yeah. Done. No. That's all.
Rich snippets.
Hmm.
Rich snippets, schema,
Hmm. Yeah.
and cannibalization.
Yes. Yeah. Then what else?
Site link.
Wow, otherwise we can't even say anything.
Yeah. 1 second, everybody. Okay. So yeah, you all are correct. We have discussed about breadcrumbs, schema. What else? We discussed about cannibalization and site links. So there was no in-depth discussion about it, and it was not needed though. We just understood what it is. Correct? Cannibalization and what the site links mean. Right? So today we'll be discussing couple of other site level implementations. Couple of other site level implementations. Right? So one such thing is sitemaps. So do you all see the screen, guys? Online, offline, everybody? If you don't mind, can you close it? Okay. Where were we? I'm just coming to that section where we stopped. I'm going to separate this document channel wise, otherwise, we have to keep scrolling.
Chapter wise.
Not chapter wise, channel wise.
Just channel.
Only complete SEO in one doc, about website development in one, performance marketing in other.
That's what
Yeah,
I do chapter.
yeah, called as module. Yeah. So we are in the
almost 6 days.
no 84 something. I know what and all it's there, but I want to show it to you and discuss from there. Yeah. Yeah. So schema code we discussed yesterday and we understood the advantages as well, right? Yesterday I was telling you with schema implementation, your website's CTR will improve plus the crawl frequency also will improve, correct? The search result CTR will improve because of rich snippets, right? You all know what rich snippets are, right? Correct? And also because
Yeah,
of
that's great.
this schema implementation, the crawl also will be better, right? See now look at this. How many things are we doing? It's not just about the keyword, writing title and description. And this implementation is improving your CTR and crawl frequency both. The schema implementation basically. The schema implementation you do is improving your crawl frequency as well as CTR, correct? Now there is one more such implementation which is also creating convenience or helping bots to understand better about your website. Correct? So building your home is one thing, correct? And if everybody has to see this home, you have to invite them for the housewarming ceremony, correct? And for that you do so much of preparation, correct? It is something like this. It's not just about writing the titles, descriptions, and the content, correct? You cannot expect bot to come and see all of that by itself. We have to create so much of convenience for the bots, right? So XML sitemaps is one such thing. XML sitemaps are the XML files with the details of all the valid web pages of your website, which indicates the priority of the content, the content change frequency, how frequently the content is changing on that web page. See again, this XML is markup language. What is this XML? Extensive markup language. Markup language, something like that. Okay, so this is another language which is helping bots to understand better about your website. What kind of information are we helping to what kind of information are we providing to bots here is the priority. So your website has 100 pages. Of all this 100, which page stands at the highest priority, and when was the content last changed on the page, correct? So I have changed the content on my website today. I'll be communicating this information to the bots, and URL, which URL I'm going to update first. I'm going to tell the URL. So on my website, digital marketing course content, digital marketing course is the first URL information we have given. Next, pertaining to this URL, I'm telling that the content was changed yesterday or today. We will give the date or information, yesterday's date or today's date. And third thing, we are also telling how frequently we change the content on the web page. We change content on this page daily, weekly, monthly, annually, never. Now, based on this information, bot will make the decision how frequently it should be visiting that particular web page. Not only this, we are also giving something called as priority. Priority 0.1 to 1.0. 0.1 to 1. Right? 1 indicates highest priority for the business and 0.1 indicates lowest priority. Not business in the sense, it's basically for the bots. And for business also it's important. That's what we are communicating to bot. XML sitemaps or the XML files. So any website it is, usually it will be saved as slash dot sitemap sitemap dot xml. The file will be stored on your server with .xml extension only always. XML sitemaps will be saved as .xml extension only. If it's Word document, you save it as .docxls, right? And PDF, image, JPEG, PNG, correct? Same way this is saved as .xml and it will be uploaded in your root directory. It looks something like this. This is called as indexed sitemap or parent sitemap, and this is the actual sitemap, and this looks different from the top, right? Look at this. That's what I was telling you. First, location, the URL. Second, the date. When was the content last modified? We have by default kept it as 29. 1 second. Hello. Yes. Yeah. ఉంది సార్, ఉంది. మీకు ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ కాల్ బ్యాక్ చేశారా? మీ పేరు? మీ పేరు సార్? ఓకే. అవునవును. See, we learn and thrive in Canada Digital both are same. Canada Digital is the parent company. So with the org actually it's 40,000. Okay, without org it is 35 or 32, something around 35. So, but then I think you're already speaking to some of our team members. I guess it's already updated on the dashboard.
We need like some cockroaches. We share the content.
లేదు సార్ మీకు సో మీకు అప్డేట్ చేస్తారు సార్ వాళ్ళు మీకు డోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ ద ప్రైసింగ్ ఓకే నాకు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ వచ్చేసి ఆల్రెడీ ఓకే సో విల్ గెట్ ద డిస్కౌంట్ నో వరీస్ ఓకే విల్ కనెక్ట్ బ్యాక్ అండ్ డిస్కస్ దిస్ no problem I will get back to you no issues sir no issues even in that case no problem మీకు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మిస్టర్ మదన్ అని కనెక్ట్ అవుతారు మీకు ఓకే మదన్ కానీ మంజునాథ్ అని మీకు వాళ్ళు మదన్ ఆర్ మంజునాథ్ ఆర్ మేబీ రమ్య వన్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్ విల్ కనెక్ట్ అండ్ గెట్ బ్యాక్ టు విత్ ఆల్ ద కమర్షియల్స్ దే విల్ డూ ద బెస్ట్ డోంట్ వరీ యా ఓకే థ్యాంక్ యూ sorry everyone yeah so
But this is designed by the people, no, not by
even you can write it what is there in this the first thing is you will write URL set at the next thing you will write opening tag URL closing tag URL and location opening tag location closing tag last modified opening last modified closing change frequency daily or monthly or weekly or yearly so usually this will be done by developers but developers also don't know what and all information has to go because sitemaps is not just about this if you see new sitemap instead of last modification it will be different thing link video link image link we implement sitemaps for images we implement sitemaps for videos we implement sitemaps for news websites there are different kinds of sitemaps just that these commands or instructions will vary based on the information got
So
it
that is a standard thing. You just have to put the.
okay so priority
It is by
one
default
point
in every website, or we have to create a sitemap and then write this code. Like for him, we have created a pest control, right?
so for him if he has installed a plugin the like Yoast SEO so if you are using a WordPress website Yoast SEO plugin will take care of it just install the Yoast SEO plugin and activate it and automatically it creates the sitemap for you and this is that's going to be dynamic whenever any URL is added on the web page automatically it goes to the sitemap so and for WordPress website the sitemaps will look like this slash sitemap.xml okay now look at this is looking different for you right but this is associated with some HTML CSS now if you see the source code of this it is again the same see it's same this additionally has image location as well image this is the e-commerce website but now this is additionally added with HTML and CSS and made to look like this correct and in the background it is still the same and we have kept it like raw here
But in this priority is not there. So
it's not there
no.
priority is not actually a compulsory thing priority is also completely a choice or decision of Google to consider I was telling you right back to a decade or even before that Google had resource crunch I mean basically the information was not in abundance Google was following all these instructions now Google makes its own choice or decision because content is available in abundance right even without its instruction it's capable of understanding things right you all understood now but then so it looks like yeah it is actually simple but then you have to follow some guidelines or instructions in building a sitemap you have to follow the instructions or guidelines in building this sitemap okay so let's see what are all those instructions or guidelines so the first instruction is see even before learning those instructions or guidelines today we'll discuss about the HTTP status code okay HTTP status code there is something called as HTTP status code so the HTTP status code of this URL is 200 what does this HTTP status code HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol, correct? So now, if I am coming to your home and asking, is he at home or is she at home? Your parents or your spouse, your family members might say yes, correct? If you are available at home, they will say yes. If you are not at home, they will say no, he is not at home, correct? Which language is this? Yes and no, correct? And people also use the regional languages to say yes and no, correct? So same way servers have got a language to communicate all this, right? Servers have got a language which is called as status code language, HTTP status code, right? So now this is learnandthrive.com, correct? And now whatever I type, this request is actually going to your hosting server. If this content, this image is on your server, it will be rendered here. If this image is deleted from every piece of information that you see on this website is coming from the server. Now look at this, I'll ask for something to the server, and now if this is not there on their server, look at this how it is going to tell it to you. 4 not 4. So now server's language is, it's not no. They will show it with the number 404. HTTP status code 404. So 404 is indicating I am not there, I am not available. The file that you are looking for is not available on the server. Clear? Now if the file is there on the server, it will show a status code 200, but here something called as HTTP status code checker. HTTP status code. See, your server knows already this is HTTP status code checker. So this will show 200. You are looking for is not available on the server. It is 404. You must have also. You will also see 500 server error. Have you noticed it? 500 server error.
I've not noticed the number, but I have seen it.
Server error.
Sir,
Huh?
yeah, 404, what does it mean?
404 indicates that what you are looking for doesn't exist on the server.
Okay, it doesn't reach to that server.
Correct. So I am coming to your home and I am asking, is Prashant at your home? Instead of asking, is Madhu at home?
No.
What will your family members tell? No, he's not here. If I ask you, Madhu, is Madhu at home? People will tell, yes, Madhu is at home, correct?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I am coming to your home. First scenario is I am asking and I am coming to your home and I am asking, is Madhu at home? Your family replies, yes, correct? Second case, I am coming to your home and I am asking, is Prashant at home? Your family members reply, no, correct? Third scenario, I am coming to your home and I am asking, is Prashant at home or is Madhu at home? But instead of replying yes or no, they will say Manju is at home.
Yeah.
This is 301 redirection. So you are
301.
asking for content A and it will be taken to content B. On the servers we will set it up. You are visiting flipkart.com and flipkart.com can be redirected to amazon.com if Amazon is purchasing Flipkart and if they want to redirect it. You will click on the link 1 and that link 1 will be redirected to link 2. Right? So, and now I am coming to your home and I am asking, is Madhu at home? Nobody is responding at all. That is called as 500 server error. That is called as, so not responding at all. So regardless of its, see, we don't know Madhu is at home or not, we have no clue. We have no clue if Madhu is at home or not, but then your family members denied responding to our question. Correct? Exactly the same will be done by servers as well. Exactly the same will be done by servers as well. Your servers will sometimes not respond to any request coming to them. That is 500 server error.
Okay.
So now
that is, and one more 200.
200 is file exists. File exists on the server and it will be served to your browser as well. It's sending the file to your browser. See, it's simple to understand. If the file exists on your server, it will open on your browser automatically. If it is not opening and if it is taking lots of time rotating, ringa, okay, and finally it shows 500 server error, then it indicates your server is quite busy speaking to someone or some technical issue and your server is basically not responding. Sometimes you must have seen, right, your website itself will not load, it will be a blank page.
If
And
it is
it's-
more concurrent users are more, then it will not open.
No, it's not like that. It depends on the server configuration as well. See, if I'm already speaking to all of you, it becomes quite difficult for me to address other people speaking to me, correct?
Hmm.
I'm engaged speaking to you all, correct? And now answering to others become quite difficult, correct? But that's not the case with servers. Servers will be capable of handling millions of users at one go. In real time, your website can handle lakhs of people also, depending on the server configuration. So if your server configuration is very poor, it cannot handle, and that's when it doesn't respond quickly to the other next set of requests coming in. So few people will be browsing your website. For them also it will be very slow, and for few others it doesn't open and it shows 500 errors. Server is busy. Correct? So 200 indicates content exists on the server. 404 says content doesn't exist on the server. Using that number, it communicates that content that you are looking for on my server is no more available or doesn't exist. If it is 500, the server is not telling whether the content that you have asked exists or not. It simply stopped responding, right? And
Yes.
301 is you're asking for learn and thrive, and it is taking you to Canara Digital. You're typing foxyinbangalore.com and it will take you to Foxy Inc. USA. So this is not happening in the sky. This will be set on your servers, on the hosting environment. The redirection can be set in the DNS, domain name servers. It can be set wherever you are buying your domains and hosting. Over there, the redirection can be set. Right? That is redirection. Right? These are the most important status codes. Apart from this, you have the status code something like 410. 410 is content doesn't exist, but this is the language used specifically for Googlebot. We are telling to Googlebot, see when it is 404, Googlebot assumes that content has been accidentally removed from the website. Now let's take this marketing, digital marketing training. Digital marketing training is the web page that's there on the server, correct? Now suddenly if we delete this page, it might accidentally get deleted, right? So now when it is deleted, Googlebot will see it as a 404, right? Now something like this. Let's assume this was there earlier and now suddenly it got deleted. Googlebot must have seen digital marketing training one always in the last 3 months, 6 months or 1 year. Suddenly it stops seeing the status code 404. Basically by mistakenly your publishing team has deleted this file. So now what Googlebot does, Googlebot keeps visiting this URL assuming that this might come back anytime. It should have got removed accidentally today, but tomorrow it might come back, or my day after tomorrow it might come back, and Googlebot keeps visiting this page and wastes this energy, right? So now digital marketers, if this is intentionally removed, we have an option to change the status code of this URL to 410. Option to change the status code of this URL 410. Now, when Googlebot reaches your server trying to access this URL or content pertaining to this URL, for Googlebot we can show 410 status code. Now, 410 status code is the way of telling that boss, don't worry so much. We have intentionally removed that page. Don't keep coming to this page. Instead, spend this energy wisely on SEO training page or Java training page or Snowflake training page. We are not telling that. But when we tell that this doesn't exist, we are aware of it, it basically starts investing the same energy on other pages. Correct? Did you all get that? No? Okay.
The 404 I understood. 410 how would it practically work?
That's not your job. 410 is usually set by developers. As a digital marketer, you just understand 410 status code is similar to 404. 410 is similar to 404 only. It's 404 only. But for bots, it is understood as 410 is understood as that website owner knows that is intentionally remote page. Website owner is basically communicating to bot that is not accidentally removed from my server. That page doesn't exist and we have intentionally removed it. Don't keep coming. So now if it is 404, bot keeps visiting this page again and again. Assuming that this page got removed accidentally. Because in the last 6 months, bot has seen this page, correct? In the last 6 months.
Currently unavailable, if I'm not wrong. That's
No,
not
no.
right.
No. Currently unavailable, you must have seen mostly 500 errors. 500 server error currently unavailable. That's internet issue currently unavailable.
Requested resource is.
Okay, don't get into this 410 at this moment. You know only 4 status codes: 200, 404, 301, 500. Correct?
Yes.
Not one is.
Redirection.
So,
There is
That is
302.
not
That is also in WordPress websites. You can download a redirection plugin and you can do it by yourself also. You can set up redirection. See, by mistakenly you have written digital marketing training 1 and now you are correcting it to training. Correct? Now training 1 can be redirected to training 1. The mistake URL, the error URL can be redirected to the actual URL. Sometimes instead of writing Manjunath Chaudhary, maybe some mistakes must have done in the URL spellings, and this will be like that for the last 1 year. And today suddenly somebody will figure it out and say, why are you keeping it like that? Correct the spelling. The moment I correct the spelling, it's treated as a new page by bots, right? So it's treated as a new web page. So what should I do now? New web page and old web page both are treated as 2 different web pages by the bots. For you, you have just overwritten the old web page, but then there will be so many links pointing to your old web page. Correct? Old URL. Correct? Instead of writing MEINJU, they must have written HINJU. And you have built backlinks to this URL for the last 1 year. Correct? Now, when you change H to M, it's a different new URL altogether. Correct? Now, but backlinks are built to H, and H URL is indexed on the Google, and this is ranking on the Google and getting traffic. So now, when that is not redirected, people will see 404 error like this. So now, what will I do? I will set up a redirect for HINJU URL to MEINJU URL. Correct? Instead of showing 404, though it is remote, it will now redirect in the background. It redirects to page that is available. Clear? These are the different status codes. 301 is called as permanent redirect and 302 is called as a temporary redirect. Temporary redirect is also permanent only. Why they call this permanent and temporary is 301 redirection is a redirection for both real users and bots. Bot also redirects to page B. If page 1 is redirected to page B, are you all getting this? There are 2 different URLs. Page B was never there. Now we have created page B new URL. And we want people to be going to, you're not getting it, right? You will not get this anywhere. You are doing digital marketing course somewhere else. Okay. Huh? So you are.
Before I got, but what you're telling now that
301 is a redirection. We took an example. Now, for example, I am coming to your home and I am asking, is Amulya at home? Your parents will say, yes or no? Why? You are not at home.
You're not there at your own home.
She went somewhere.
So like 404 will become.
So if they say no, right? So same way, if I'm asking to my server, learnandthrive.com, digital marketing training, if this page doesn't exist on the server, servers will respond it with the status code 404. Right? If you are at home, your parents will say yes, she is available, right? So here server will straight away serve the information. It is 200 status code here. See, there is a language of servers, like how we all use languages, regional languages, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Gujarati, Bengali, Nepali, correct? So same way, servers use their language.
Marketing doesn't have any
Scripture.
It's Hindi only.
So servers have their language of communicating. So when you ask for anything to server, see, server also has a soul, a language, everything. Correct? So when you ask for something, it also starts communicating to you. If that file exists on server, the status code is 200 and it shows the content like this. If it is not there, you are asking for something like this, and there was no such file created on the server. And how is it communicating 404? 404 is indicating it's slapping to our face and telling that this content doesn't exist. It's actually not slapping, it is politely telling 404. 404 is simply, it's not there on the server. I have to create a file called Manju. If I have to share this link to anyone, first I have to create it on my server. How do I create? I will log into the website backend, I will create. That's a different thing, correct?
404, it is not available as of now.
Yeah, not
But
as of
it
now.
will present in future.
Yeah, you can create it. See, I'm coming to your home and asking Prashant at home. They will say he is not at home. Does that mean you will never go to home? You might go, right?
As of now, I am not.
You are not there. The moment when I'm asking to server is telling Manju page is not there. Next moment I'll realize I might create it. Correct? Now another scenario, third scenario. I'm coming to your home and asking is Amulya at home. Your parents are not at all responding. That is 500 server errors. They are busy, right? And I have no clue now whether Amulya is at home or not because I'm asking, I'm shaking them and asking, and they're not responding to me. They are simply quiet. That is, if server does the same thing, that is 500 status code. 500 server error or 500, we call it as HTTP status code. If we communicate, it will be called as English or Hindi or Kannada, right? Here it is HTTP status code is the language.
How
Correct?
many codes we need to remember, sir, for us?
404.
404, 200, 301, 500,
310, no.
410. That is 410, you ignore it, you will be confused. Just remember 200, 404,
Anyways, it will not be
500.
displayed.
Yeah, anyways, it will not be displayed, but we can check using the tools. Correct? See, it's working and it is 200 status code. Correct? So 300, 301, 200, 404, 301, 500. HTTP status code checker tool. This is a tool that helps you to understand the HTTP status code. You will get extensions for your Excel sheets and extensions for your Google Sheets also. If you have,
Also that website, if you put that, any website you can use it.
yes, any website, not only this. Okay. And now there is something called as 302 temporary redirect. 301 is permanent redirect. Permanent redirect is that's actually a wrong language. Calling permanent and temporary is a wrong language. Right? So 301 is basically redirecting bot as well as real users to the destination page, page B from page 1. I'm typing something like this. I'm typing something like this and it is sending me to this page. Correct? So now for real users 301 and 302 both mean the same. But when you do 302, only a real user will be redirected to the destination page, but bot will not be redirected to the destination page. That's the difference between 301 and 302. 301, like we have discussed, right? Follow or no follow. Follow or no follow backlinks. If it is follow, where real user will be able to click and go to the destination website as well as bot also will be able to go to the destination website, correct? Here in the redirection, same way, 301 will take bot to the destination page as well as real user like you and me to the destination page. But 302 will not take the bot to the destination page. Only the real people will go to the destination page. Correct? You all got it? Now, if you are building the sitemap, the first guideline is have only 200 status code URLs in your sitemap, not 301. So you must have redirected page A to page B. Correct? You have made the changes. HANJU to MANJU is new URL. Correct? So you have to place MANJU, the new URL which you have built in your sitemap and not the old one, because old one is already redirected to new one. Yeah, these are the guidelines for building the sitemap. Your sitemap should contain only HTTP status code 200 URLs, no 404, no 500, no 301s. Correct? And your sitemap should not have more than 50,000 URLs in it. If it is beyond 50,000, it is something like this. Your bike should not have more than 2 people, correct? You should not travel 4, 5, 6, 3. Police will, you will be fined, right? If 3 people are going, correct?
2 plus 1 is acceptable.
Correct.
But for kids, it's okay.
Correct. So see, that's what the problem with us. But softwares are not like that. They'll have.
They adjust.
They are very
They don't
particular.
adjust.
They don't adjust. So they are telling that don't not have more than 50,000 URLs in the sitemap. If it is beyond 50,000, you can have it. See, you can go 3 people or 4 people also in the bike. Will you go with the same peace of mind? You'll be scared who will take the photos, which traffic police will take the photo and fine. Correct? And where will I be get caught? There's no money in the wallet. I didn't get the salary still. Correct? Month end, month first. Right? They're also super smart. Month, first 1 week, they'll do all the collections. They know that salaries everybody would have got in the first week. And last week of the month, they'll be sleeping. Again, they will be preparing for the first week of the month. Okay? Fine. Right? So, you follow the guidelines. So, if it is a news sitemap, you should not have more than 10,000 URLs. There are different types of sitemaps. Image sitemaps, video sitemap, news sitemaps. Right? So, you can always go to the Google and search for the guidelines. right? We have discussed already how a normal sitemap will look like. So here we have image sitemaps guidelines as well. Okay. Even before that, there are some guidelines. Your sitemap should not contain more than 50,000 URLs. In case if you have more than 50,000 URLs, what should you be doing? Break them into multiple sitemaps. That is what we did here. I showed you, right? Index sitemap and child sitemaps within index. Let me show it to you. So this website has more than 50,000 URLs. SIT. So it's been broken down into multiple sitemaps. You see sitemap marketing, DevOps, IT, correct? These are all called as child sitemaps, and child sitemaps are put in a index sitemap, parent sitemap and child sitemaps. If it is, if there are less than 50,000 URLs, they all will be simply lying on one file. Directly it will be looking like this. It directly looks something like this. Now you see the difference. Wait 1 second, it's loading. You see the difference here, how this is looking and how this is looking. See first few lines. Sitemap index. We are telling that this is the parent sitemap. Within parent we have put the child sitemap. So sitemap location and last modifies can be used anywhere, and this is sitemap tag here. There is no sitemap tag here. It is URL set, URL location, change frequency, last modified, priority. We have discussed all of this. This is all very simple. You will find it on the Google, or you can simply remember. Don't worry about this. Schema codes, schema.org, refer to schema.org. Sitemap, you just Google XML sitemap, you will get the instructions for guidelines. Image sitemap, you will get the guidelines. Video sitemap, you will get the guidelines. New sitemap, you will get the guidelines. Moreover, I have added links for all of those sitemaps here, right? Slightly the commands will change. You don't have to by heart and remember them. You can simply Google it and understand.
So
Okay.
when can I get this note, sir?
You were absent for yesterday's class,
Yes, sir.
so that's your mistake.
No, sir. This notes. When can I get the
Notes only,
notes?
madam. Everybody got access to the
PDF.
notes because everybody are regular and they gave their email IDs in the class and they were added. If you tell your email ID now, I'll add yours now.
Okay, sir.
It's Sabina.
Yes, sir. No, sir. I'll give you one more. I'll give it in a chat.
Okay, fine. Okay, you give it to me on the chat later. Okay. Yeah, sitemap guidelines,
send it,
index
sir.
sitemap, child sitemap. I have given the examples here. How sitemaps are written, I have already explained this. I have put the example for you here. There are different kinds of XML sitemaps based on the content, such as news sitemaps, image sitemaps, video sitemaps, text sitemap. We have discussed this text sitemap now. Video sitemap slightly changes. You will have duration of the video, thumbnail of the video. You got it? You understand the command? Apart from this, you will see here you see priority, last modified, change frequency, location. There, apart from along with this, also you might see video opening tag, video closing tag. You just refer to this, you will get an idea. News also same thing. When was the news published? Which day? Which minute? Right? How? Something like that. Okay. So don'ts in sitemap. Have only the valid URLs in the sitemap. What valid URLs are the URLs whose HTTP status code is 200. In case if URL A is redirected to URL B, a new URL always have the to a new URL B always have the URL B in the sitemap but not URL A. Okay. HTTP status code is a language of servers in indicating status of the request received. Whatever you type, this request is going to the server, and server searches for it if that file exists or not, and it throws back to your browser. Correct? And now while it is looking for it, it explains. It figures out if that file exists on the server. If it is existing, it shows. If it is not, it communicates it in different language using the HTTP status codes, right? So if the file requested is not available on the server 404, if URL A is redirected to URL B, the status code will be either 301 or 302. 301 indicates permanent. 301 indicates permanent redirect. Indicates where both the real user and the bot land on the destination page or the redirected page. 302 indicates temporary redirect. Only the real user will be redirected and not the bot. Sometimes the server is busy and does not consider processing your request. 500 server error implies server is busy. 410 status code indicates bot that the page removal is intentional and you don't have to visit the URL again and again or re-attempt trying to access that file on the server. Right? Redirection or 401 status code settings are done on .htaccess file. If you are on a Linux server, there will be, if you are building a WordPress website or for any thing, there will be something called as .htaccess. .htaccess file is basically instructions, set of instructions to your server. Right? I'll tell you. Right? So before it's like manual, you must have seen, right? Any electronic gadget or any medicine, they will give you detailed instructions. How many ml you have to use, how to operate, right? So .htaccess file is something like that on your server.
Shaker before
Right? So htaccess file is something like that on your server. Right? If you want to communicate or speak something to your server, you can update it on the .htaccess file, which will be usually done by developers. So if you are working on WordPress website, you will understand. That's what I'm insisting you all. Start working. That then you will learn more, lot more. There is so much to learn. I work on htaccess file. I know how to add commands or restrictions on htaccess. We'll be discussing more about htaccess file in the technical SEO. Okay. So .htaccess files are the control files residing on the root domain of the website, and they hold lot of instructions for website functionality and responses. Maybe if I have to show you. File manager, this is where every file pertaining to your website will be sitting. File manager, this is like your drive D, drive C, drive E on your computer. File manager is the place where your files are stored. Public underscore HTML indicates, see, if you are storing anything in this folder, it will be only on this storage but not connected to the public or to the internet. Public underscore HTML is the one. See, you can upload any files here as well, but they won't go on the internet. Whatever you put on public underscore HTML will be accessible by public or the internet. It actually put on the internet. So now these are all files related to your WordPress website. You might see .htaccess file here. There is no .htaccess file. Yeah, it is here, but why is it? Yeah, this is .htaccess file. If I have to see rewrite engine, so this is redirection, I guess. We'll discuss more about this in the technical SEO. Okay, so but I just wanted to show where this file will be. Okay, and these are all copy pasting. You don't have to remember, read, understand anything as such. You just have to know how a redirection is set. You just have to know how you command or write the instructions. Correct? Okay, coming back. Okay, you can set up redirection, you can compress the content. See, you can instruct, you can add commands or instructions to compress your website. Your website will be 1 MB when it is coming from your server to your browser. Now this 1 MB can be compressed so that it becomes 100 KB. So it loads fast. So we'll discuss this in the technical SEO. The optimization will be in the optimization part. Okay, so that's about XML sitemap. So definition, what is this XML sitemap? XML sitemaps are the XML files with the details of the valid web pages of your website, which indicates the priority, the content change frequency, and the last content modified information about the specific web pages to the bots or any other information to the bots based on the type of the contents. It's very slow, I guess. Or any other information to the bots.
To this,
Yeah, we'll correct those. Let it first. It's not loading properly. Let it first load. Or any other information to the bots based on the type of the content. Yeah, type of the content. Any other information to the bots based on the type of content. If it is video content, if it is image content, if it is news content, based on that the instructions will vary, correct? That is what the XML sitemap is. XML sitemap acts as an index page of the book. Even before you read the complete book, you will understand what all is there in the book, right? It is something like that, which basically helps bots with the information about all the valid pages on the websites to be considered by the bot for crawling and indexing. Your sitemaps will be usually named as sitemap.xml and will be sitting in the root directory of the website. What is this root directory? I'm using this word again and again. This is the root directory. File manager, this is not the root directory. Inside file manager, I go to public underscore HTML, right? So this is root directory. Instead of putting any file within this wp-admin or wp under content, if I'm dropping anywhere directly here, like how these files are all there, instead of putting inside these folders, if I'm dropping any other file directly here, that could come after this, right? Then it will be considered to be as root directory is basically dropping anything within public underscore HTML and not further inside, top of the hierarchy or structure. After public.html, you will be placing anywhere outside and not within the folder inside, right? So you have to upload sitemap.xml in this root directory. There is no sitemap here. If I'm installing Yoast SEO plugin, automatically a sitemap file might get created, or you can manually add sitemap. You can create any file on your computer on the notepad. You can save it as .xml and you can upload it to your server. That's quite simple. Digital marketers can also do it if they have access to servers. Okay. Any questions with regard to sitemap? Did you all understand? So for WordPress websites,
Sir,
you can. Yeah.
sir, this XML sitemap, it is a video and image file, you mean to say? I didn't get this properly.
How is that an image file? That is an XML file, that's all. That is not a video file, that is not an image file.
Okay, XML file in the sense?
Which I showed you, right? We discussed.
No, actually, there was some internet issue here, so I just missed out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the XML file. Okay. Or simply, even this can be your XML file. So what I'll do is, I will save this as file, save as, I will save it with your name, or I'll save it as sitemap.xml. I'll save it as sitemap.xml. So I'm saving it under downloads. This is your XML file. If you are saving it as .doc, it's a document. If you are saving it as .xls, it's an Excel file. If you are saving it as .pdf, it's a PDF file. Same way, I'm saving it as .xml, it's an XML file. Correct?
Okay,
And now
okay.
I can upload this file. Let me show it to you, all of you. So now I can upload this file to the root directory here. Look at this, everybody. So now I have created a file here, correct? And I have saved it as XML. Now I will upload this file. Yeah, this one. So where is that file now? Sitemap. Yeah, it is here, right? So which website is this? This is. I have to come back. Yeah, this is this one, right? Test3, correct? So test3 slash I will type slash sitemap.xml now. You will see that file slash sitemap.xml. See?
Mhm.
That's all. And now, if you're in a WordPress, if your website is built on WordPress, you don't even have to save a file like this and upload it. You can simply install Yoast SEO plugin. Yoast SEO plugin has inbuilt sitemap feature that will do this work for you automatically. Correct? Everyone? Understood?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So let's connect back tomorrow again. Okay. So are you all getting this? Understanding it? It looks like theory for you, correct? Because you are not working on any website. And even if you are working, you will not implement this. You will have to understand this. You have to simply install Yoast SEO plugin. Or if you are working on any client project who has custom built, even in that scenario, you will be learning what is this. And you will be sending the instructions to developers how to implement it. You are not going to implement this still, right? You have to be knowing it. That's when you can add instructions to the